The American Revolution, a war against tyranny, a war for independence, and a war for equality. The Patriots claimed they were fighting for equality, but very few actually gained it after the war, and those very few would not gain it for many years to come, thus bringing to our question: how has equality evolved in America?
How have the ideas of liberty and equality changed from the American Revolution to now? The Declaration of Independence stated that all men are created equal, but are they? In our lives, there have been rights given to the people that would never have been allowed these privileges before. In this special feature documentary, we delve deep into how the ideas of liberty and equality in the Revolution and today's world are connected.
Professor Spencer Hicks from the University of College is one of the world's most prominent historians of our time, and has graciously agreed to explain to us how women's rights have changed since the American Revolution.
In the revolutionary times, women were allowed very few privileges or rights. They could not vote, they could not yet attend school, etc. Women did not receive many equal rights. In fact, it was almost no rights. Nowadays, women can vote and can get involved in politics and go to school. In our age, it does not come off as wrong for women, like Secretary Clinton, to run for president, but in the 1770s, it would have been completely out of the ordinary and not allowed. It is just generally more socially acceptable for women to run for president in our day and age. However, not all issues have been solved. Women still struggle with the fact that they do not have equal pay as men do.
No women. No women.
Oh.
I am a woman, and I am running for president.
A woman running for president?
I'm hitting the road to earn your vote.
Alright, cool. Yeah.
Neat.
Good.
During the Revolution, slavery still occurred, and the Founding Fathers had no intention or mention of ending slavery. They could not gain their freedom until much later. Our next guest speaker, Professor Brenton Thomas, comes to us from the University of Antarctica and is considered the most brilliant human on his continent.
When the Declaration of Independence declared that all men are created equal, they only meant white men. The African Americans were not represented, they just remained as slaves. They faced problems such as not being allowed to vote and were barely treated as human. The southern states refused to agree with the Declaration of Independence unless slavery remained legal. Today, slavery is abolished and African Americans are given the right to vote and have the same basic freedoms and liberties as all citizens. They dreamed and hoped for these as slaves during the Revolutionary era. Racial tension has not magically disappeared though. African Americans in this era have been killed by police officers all across the United States.
An omnipresent issue that has always been with the U.S. is the Native Americans, and what their liberty and equality has been. No man knows more than historian Alex Matthew from the prestigious institute JBL Community Center for Learning.
During the Revolution, Native Americans mainly were inhabitants of the West and whites were in the East. However, the whites still moved west and completely disregarded the facts that the Native Americans were living there. They were forced to live on a certain reservation, which was just an area of land with less resources than they had before and what the whites had. Today, some Native Americans continue to live in the reservations, but are not forced to. Also, they have the same voting privileges as all United States citizens and can vote in state and local elections.
You guys can stay west, just not here. Please leave.
But I want to cross.
No, no, no. Back on your land. I just said. What did I just say?
Equality has evolved tremendously since the revolution. It has allowed us to come together as one nation. Though there are still tensions out there, we can still come together in fist bumps.
African Americans were not represented and were only treated as slaves. Racial tensions has not magically disappeared. Damn it. I don't know what talking about.
Wait, a crowd.
A woman running